Give you a look at today's business headlines, and for a little help with that, we're going to bring in the VP of the Commonwealth Foundation and fellow at Independent Women's Forum, Jennifer Stefano, and business and market analyst and Newsmax contributor Seth Denson. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Now, the U.S. is planning to provide more liquefied natural gas to Europe as a move to end Europe's dependence on Russian energy. Jennifer, is this a good idea for America, and what will it do to gas prices here?
This would have been a great idea many years ago, but it has been thwarted consistently by the Green New Deal. And I think what people have to realize is this is too little too late. If America allows ourselves to become energy independent, if we safely explore and develop our natural resources, we can actually help peace and prosperity to maintain itself in the world. But we didn't do that. Europe is complicit with their radical climate agenda. And because of that, now everyone's scrambling. So it's problematic, and people can expect gas prices to remain high in the United States. These things take time.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a case of better late than never right here. And also, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he signed a new law which requires high school students in the state to take a financial literacy course in order to graduate. You know, obviously, we're here talking business headlines, so we're focused on this kind of stuff. I actually took a course in high school that was very similar to this. Seth, do you think it's a good idea to add this into students' curriculum?
Listen, I think this is a fantastic idea. Not sure why more governors and more departments of education in states aren't adopting it. Here's the reality. 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That is in large part because 60% of Americans, or a big chunk of them at least, have a very difficult time understanding how to budget, how to understand how to invest, how to understand how to make their money go further. This is a great move by the governor. Again, we need more people to do it. As the world economy becomes more of a centralized economy, America needs to rise to the top, and our debt to income ratio, even for everyday households, is atop the list of countries. We need to be better at this, and I applaud the governor for doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can tell you much from geometry, but I can definitely tell you I learned how to play Texas and also the stock market in high school, and that carried with me years later. You know, exactly. So speaking of things that are rising, electric vehicles, because we know the numbers at the pump are high. Is moving to electric vehicles going to be a good idea for America in the future? Jennifer?
Yeah, I mean, look, I would prefer the consumer to decide that question. What I have concerns about is that the government continues to incentivize the buying of electric vehicles, propping it up with taxpayer money, while at the same time incentivizing it to be very hard and very expensive to buy gas. And this is problematic. It's killing the working family. It's putting America at a strategic disadvantage in terms of foreign policy. And it overall hurts what really should be able to develop. Maybe it's electric cars. Maybe it's hydrogen cars. Maybe there's a type of way of energy that hasn't been developed. But the government is very poor at deciding these things. They can't even mail a letter without going bankrupt. So I would largely argue if the consumer decides, and there's lots of options in the marketplace, that's the best way to go.
Well, I guess the consumers will decide here. Now, here's a fun one for you. Speaking of consumers, Netflix is actually entering the gaming industry. I had no idea about this until earlier today. The company bought the game developer Boss Fight Entertainment. Seth, should investors be thinking about this move in the right way, or how is this looking for Netflix here?
Yeah, two aspects of this. Netflix has been losing subscribers, and their stock price is down almost 40% year to date. That is a huge dip. They had to recognize there's a lot of competition in their space. They got to do something different. On the second note, and this is from a personal note, I know the people at Boss Fight very, very well. That is a fantastic organization. They're based right here in Texas, and they do great work. This is a fantastic move for Netflix, a fantastic move for Boss Fight. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm watching that stock very close.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching this too. This was not something I expected a streaming company to kind of get involved with. Now, another one that's kind of fun here, dog walking apps. They're more popular than ever. As we know, a lot of people buying dogs during the pandemic. Those adoptions went through the roof. And then as Americans are returning to work, well, it seems like people need someone to come over and walk their dogs. Jen, do you think you're going to be signing up to walk dogs? What's going on here? This is like the new entrepreneurship.
First of all, I love it. I think it's a great entrepreneurial thing, and I think it's something young kids can do, and they should be encouraged to go out, work, and be entrepreneurial. But I am one of the 1 in 5 Americans that got a COVID puppy. Like, what was I thinking? And now we're all going back to work. But here's the truth. This is a recession-proof industry. Okay, we crazies who have our pets spent $20 billion last year And that doesn't include the food or the medical care of our pets. I'm not kidding you. We spend a fortune on these animals. We could all be retiring. I could have this conversation from my yacht if I didn't have all these dogs. So yeah, dogs are more expensive than children. But I think it's a brilliant thing. I think the pet industry is recession-proof because ain't nobody getting rid of their pets if things go poorly. They'll make their kids move out of their house before they will their pets.
Jennifer, I didn't know that you were literally the demographic that we're speaking to right now. I didn't know that you got a COVID puppy.
That's right. Second dog, too. What was I thinking?
Jennifer Stefano and Seth Denson, thanks for joining us this morning.